Dickinson podcast show along with Andrea Boyer. And our special guest today is the one, the only, the superior talent of my life, legend, socialite, podcaster, author, designer, best friend to millions of people. And you will hear all about it as soon as you meet her. So welcome, Nikki Haskell.
Hi, everyone. Yay. Hi, guys.
Look how great she looks. She's younger than I am.
Always fabulous.
In your dreams.
Well, I used to see you at Studio 54 perhaps every night.
Yeah, that was it.
I was a supermodel, and she had better clothing than I did. I never understood it.
Well, when I had I had a television show in those days.
Right.
And I was the first person that ever put fashion on television, and all the designers gave me the collections.
I love it. You had exclusivity to go inside Studio 54. Is that
I was well.
She represented it.
The reason is there wasn't anybody but me. You know what I'm saying? It's not like there were a lot of people standing in line. I'm the only one that had a show.
And she brought all her friends.
And I brought all my friends, and I gave parties there.
And they were fabulous.
And I gave party. That's how the show perpetuated. It was called the Nikki Haskell Show. It's on Amazon Prime now, 90 shows. But when I did the show, the way the show perpetuated itself was the clubs paid me to do parties. So every Friday night I would give a party. I was actually the first person that ever did parties in clubs. And
God, you're smart.
Well, it just sort of happened that way, you know.
No, you probably set it up that way.
No, what happened was, so I was a stockbroker. I was among the first 5 female stockbrokers in the world.
That's amazing.
And I did that for 10 years. And then when I quit, it was like I was like overqualified, underqualified. I mean, I really wasn't qualified to really be anything. I barely got out of Beverly Hills High School. And
so you're native Los Angelian?
Sort of. I was born in Chicago, but I was brought up in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
So
Good Lord.
Prince Egon von Furstenberg came to me and said that he was doing a television show. Did I want to be the co-host?
Right.
So it was called In, and it was called the Egon von Furstenberg in New York. So after we signed the contract to do the show, we were going to do 14 one-hour shows. He decided he didn't want to do it.
Oh. He was like that. I knew Egon back in the day myself. You know, I used to go to the parties that Dion threw. They're not real Furstenbergs. I met Prince Heinrich von Furstenberg.
Egon's is a Furstenberg.
No, he's like a third cousin of Heinrich von Furstenberg.
No, his father was Egon, but was a Furstenberg.
Watered
Yeah,
down
it wasn't.
lineage?
No. There were Furstenbergs, but the real Prince Heinrich von Furstenberg.
He was his cousin.
Second cousin.
But don't forget, his mother was an Agnelli.
Okay.
But anyway, so he decided he didn't want to do the show, and they made it my show. And he came on as my co-host.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And they wanted to shoot it in a studio, and I wanted to shoot it at Studio 54.
Oh, better idea.
Yeah.
So they said, well, let's wait. Let's wait till the show gets, I said, no, I want to shoot the first show there, which was great because Studio was only open 42 months.
It was the most incredible place on earth, the most hedonistic spot you will ever know. I was there. Nikki was there. Nikki represented Studio 54.
No, I didn't
in the
really
social
represent
world.
it. I just went there so much that people thought that I was a partner.
I thought you were.
No. Unfortunately, I was just a party goer.
She had the most fabulous clothes, and she sat with the most fabulous friends.
It was fun. Mm-hmm. See, I went all the time because I knew that one day it would be over. I didn't know it was going to be over quite that soon.
Right.
But so I got in there just on the tail end because
Right.
the show went on in 79, and it closed at the end of 79. So I was lucky that I got in there and
That's
got to shoot
amazing.
it. And then Mark Fleischman took over Studio 2 years
I remember
later.
him.
That's right.
And I gave, then it was easy. I could give as many parties as I wanted.
I remember. He was a very nice man.
He was great, terrific
yes.
guy.
And so what are you doing now?
Well, now I'm doing, actually I'm working on quite a few projects, but now I've become an influencer.
Yay!
Big Nick BH. And,
So wait a minute. Where do we find you on influencers? What's your Instagram?
So Instagram, I'm Big Nick, BIGNIKBH.
Big Nick.
And I'm on TikTok at Big Nick BH. And I'm on YouTube, I'm Nikki Haskell. And Facebook, I'm Nikki Haskell.
You guys, Dive
you'll love
over
it.
to these Instagrams and these platforms because I do the same thing she does. But for me, you're a legend. You're just like a star, a legend. Because
That's why I'm keeping you with me at all times.
she's a legend.
I most certainly
I have
am.
goosebumps thinking about our youth at studio, and now our youth.
Yeah, tomorrow's
Hollywood.
my birthday. I'm going to be 84 years old.
Goodness.
Taurus.
I wish I would have known that. What about a cake? I love cake. Nikki,
I love
love your
birthdays.
tips that you give. You said if I'm in my 80s now, and this is what I would have done in my 20s or 30s or 40s.
Well, I work with the Limitless Company, and we have such a great team. We work together. It's hard to tell you how great we are, but
How
they come up.
smooth their skin is.
They come up. Not bad, hanging in there.
Smooth.
I use a lot of Peter Thomas Roth. I
Oh,
use
Peter
a lot of his
Thomas Roth,
skincares.
Mm-hmm.
But the Limitless Company took me from 5,000 on Instagram, from 10,000 on Instagram and 5,000 on TikTok, till I'm well over 1 million now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but I really owe it all to them because they're the creative geniuses behind it.
What about AJ?
But you had the tip.
AJ is the head of the Limitless Company.
All right, we
That's
got to get to know
fantastic.
him.
He's
Yes.
the boss.
Nikki, you had the know-abouts already. You already had the knowledge of all those tips that you're sharing with everybody.
That's true.
And I
You know-
listen to them, and I don't care if I'm 20 or 30 or not.
She'll never admit her age.
But I listen to them because it's so true. I can time travel back to that age and go, this is so true. Why can't we just listen to people sometimes?
But it's an interesting phenomenon. When we started to do this podcast, we all sort of zeroed in. The TikToks and Instagram. We all sort of zeroed in on what's going on in the world around us, and
Pop
the women.
culture.
Yeah, the pop culture, and it's really sort of sad because women and men have no idea. They're unhappy. They're waiting till they're 30. You can't wait to live your life. You have to live it right away.
I had my first facelift at 32.
I think
No one knew. No one knew. It was just a
Subtle.
mini.
A
You know, just a
got
mini.
to stay on top of it.
Because you got to pull those sheets back of the drapes. Or the
There it
sails
is.
of a
There's the
sailboat.
sun.
Whatever it takes to keep you going and happy.
You know
right?
what? I think everybody has to do what they want to do.
Yes.
If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. You're not forced to doing
That's
anything.
what Cher says.
But I always feel that it's important to stay on top of everything.
It is important.
I was
Mandatory.
thrilled when they invented Botox. I was like the first kid on my block.
I was second. I was right
You're like,
behind you,
"Pick me."
Toots.
I mean, poke me instead of pick
Right.
me.
And you have these most amazing friends like Clive Davis. Tell us about him.
He's really quite amazing. He was just 93 years old.
Good Lord.
And but the best of all is, so during COVID, he called me and said, "I'm going to take Leonardo DiCaprio's house for 2 weeks in Palm Springs. Do you want to come down?"
Yes, you do.
So I was there for 18 weeks, and it was the most.
love
But
these
being with him is so amazing because he gets up every morning. He's dressed. He reads every newspaper, every
yes,
magazine.
you have to do the- have- you
watches
have to have a
every
habit.
television show. And of course, when we were locked down, Sony sent all the new videos and all the new songs. He stays on top of everything. I've never seen anybody as knowledgeable and fun. And he's fun to be with. He's like me. He likes to go out every night.
Yeah.
And I've been fortunate enough to travel the world with him.
Oh, my goodness.
Private yachts, private planes.
I hear you.
I love
That's
that.
where we met.
Beautiful.
That's
on a
the
yacht,
best part.
On a yacht and a jet.
That's it.
Andrea and I met.
Oh, yeah? How'd you meet?
On a yacht. Our good friend Jane Book, the designer. You should know her clothes.
I know her quite well.
Yeah.
She's adorable.
She invited me and Andrea and her husband, Al, and we just connected. It was fantastic. I told her husband I told Al what I was doing with my
Who's
life.
Al? That's not
That's
her
my
husband.
Alfred.
Al Boyer
Is your husband?
is her husband.
Oh, because that's
so
not Jane's
he asked
husband.
me what I was doing with my life, and I said, "Well, I'm doing this in Instagram. So I'm doing TikTok. I'm about to start a podcast. I've written 3 books. I'm about to write my 4th." He said, "Is it okay if my wife comes on your show?" And that's how she wormed her way in on my show.
Gotta start somewhere. I say
She just
start at the
wormed her
top.
way in,
I
know.
did. I thanked Janice
and
for
she's
that.
still here. Can't get rid of her. She's like a carbuncle. But anyway, I love you to bits and your family. She's a great mom. And her daughter is like the West Coast kickbox champion.
Wow.
Yep.
Taekwondo, and she's 12. Doing Broadway plays and everything. I mean, she's got
You got it. One of the things that I try to impress upon all the people, you have to start young. You can't wait to start.
No.
You have to because it takes so long to get anything done that if you don't, the person that you know the old thing, the early bird catches the worm.
That is correct.
You've got to get up every day. You've got to have a purpose, and you've got to start young. I mean, it's important because you can't have a project that doesn't take more than 4 or 5 years to do. So you can't wait to do anything.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, you have to start really young at what you do. I say start them at birth.
Start 'em at birth.
You know.
And you can't start when you think it's going to be perfect, right? I hear that a lot.
Oh, what do you hear? Tell me.
You know, like, oh, it's just not ready yet, or I don't feel comfortable. I'm like, there's never going to be a good time, right?
That now's a good time.
Today,
Yes.
get your asses out of bed, listen to
Absolutely.
Nikki Haskell, and have a purpose in life.
You have to.
And I think I'm guilty of that too. I think we've all done that, right?
No, I've
Procrastinated.
I'm not a
I've never
procrastinator.
procrastinated.
I have, but I think you've realized that with all your followers, there is people that felt like, oh, I don't think it's that perfect yet, or it's not that.
Well, she's a
great,"
type A
you know?
alpha
Right.
female.
But, I hear, what I hear, I'm going to wait till I'm 30. What are you waiting for? First of all, I find it so interesting that they break down their life in 30s, 40s.
Like
I
increments,
never
yeah.
did that. I mean, I just lived my life.
She goes out every night.
Every
She goes
night.
dancing, and you see her out everywhere, in like dressed to the nines.
Always,
still,
when in doubt, overdressed.
After 80 years, this woman's still kicking, and she doesn't look at it all. Look at the face, smooth. There's like baby skin. I see her naturally here.
Jeans, I have
What-
good
What
jeans.
is your routine?
I get up
Share.
every morning, make my bed.
Me too.
I wash my face with soap and water.
Any kind of soap or?
I use I have some soap that I use, but it's just a drugstore soap.
Okay.
And I use moisturizer. Put a little thing on. Put a full. I never leave the house unless I'm in full makeup.
I love that about her.
Because you
I just
never know who you're
do.
going to run into. You
A
always.
mailman.
These are tips, everyone.
I get up and I'm ready for the day. You know.
Remember when the paparazzis had those 300 millimeter lenses?
Yes,
And they
absolutely.
were like following you and shooting you, like stepping out of a car, getting into a car, staying at those social events that you were at, fashion shows.
Well, you're the leader of the pack. You then photographed every move you make.
I do.
You have to be prepared
I
for
have.
that, right?
Yeah, if you're, I like to get the day started. And you never know who you're going to run into. Every day I get up and I say a little prayer. Please God, make sure that today is good and that I'm strong and that I feel good and
She's
get
like
through
my
with everything.
mirrored image.
You have to be positive. You have to. Your mind is a sponge. So whatever, if you tell yourself that you're having a bad time, you'll end up having a bad time. The trick is to tell yourself. Even if, my mother used to say, take
Act as
good
if-
days and bad days and treat them the same. Just every day is great, every day is strong, every day is positive. I mean, I go through insane things that happen, and I never overreact. They're never as bad as you think they're going to be, and they're never as good as you think they're going to be. You've got to make sure that what you do is positive.
And you're also good friends with Beverly Johnson.
I love Beverly to death. I mean, are you kidding? She actually
the first African American woman on the cover of Vogue.
she's great. I love Beverly. We've spent.
They're like twins.
She spent. She was stayed with me for a week in New York. We had I drag her out.
You have to because
I
she's
believe it.
lazy.
She's lazy.
She
believe
is.
it.
But when she
to be
gets
that
going,
beautiful.
she's got it. But she's oh, maybe I'll stay home tonight. Wrong. There'll be no staying home tonight.
That's right.
You know.
Get up and go.
Listen,
Because I went
before-
dancing in February
I love
after Clive Davis's Grammy party at this club in Beverly Hills, and a drag queen stepped on my foot
Listen to the story.
and fractured my toe and fractured my foot, and I went out every single night.
in heels.
No, not in the heels.
And a boot?
That's the one thing I hate about getting old is I can't wear those big high heels anymore.
Well, you can do platforms with a mini heel.
No, I can't.
No,
Not the same.
Well,
huh?
so,
But
you're not
those
old. You're
moves.
better.
But I'm saying the problem is, I mean, I love, and I think that's why I have a bad ankles from dancing around Studio 54, jumping around for year after year.
Well, you gotta
live every minute of your life.
Fake it till you make
you
it.
can't wait. You can't wait to live your life.
That's correct.
You have to live it now.
Questions.
I regret that as well, and that's what I'm saying. It's true, and I can say that I look back in my youth, and I didn't do a lot of things because I put roadblocks in front
Yeah,
of me.
but she married the
And I
billionaire, so it
regret
doesn't matter. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
No, but I mean,
But you still have to want to get up and get it together.
that's right. I got to get up and go, right?
Money is only an additive to making it better, but you have to be set to live your life.
That's right.
And nobody punishes you as the way you punish you.
Oh my gosh.
See,
Every woman's like that, though.
We're so hard on ourselves.
I'm very superficial. If I made a mistake,
I love that.
if I made a mistake, I'll try not to make a mistake again. But I never punish myself. I never come down on myself. Everything I do, I fucked up.
You don't have that itty bitty shitty committee party
Yes.
that's in everybody's head.
That's right. We do.
Well, I
have
mean,
that, right?
I try to stay on track, and I try to do things that are good. But every once in a while, you make a mistake. It's horrible.
Did you like growing up in Beverly Hills?
Oh, it was the greatest.
I
But when I grew up in
Did
Chicago,
you know Joan Didion,
no.
the writer, Eve Babette's? These writers, you got to get into them. They're phenomenal.
Did they go to Beverly High? Oh,
No,
Who did you go with in Beverly High?
Hollywood High.
Who was your classmates?
but nobody that you would
Davis.
know. But there's still.
Clive Davis.
Oh no, I just wondering.
No, he was not my classmate. First of all, Clive went to Harvard,
Oh, excuse me.
he's an attorney, and he's from New York.
I love that.
But he's brilliant. Everything he does, he's so creative. And if you see his documentary, Soundtrack of Our Lives, and as well as I know
Is it
him,
out?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. One of the things that was so amazing about him, so he's recorded over 300 hit
Plus.
yeah, and he picks every song on every album.
Oh my goodness.
A couple of them he doesn't, but
He has a record company, the Clive Davis Records.
no.
No?
He used to have Arista, and then he had J Records.
Oh, okay.
But now he's with Sony.
Oh, okay.
But he's
under his name.
no, he's the chief operating
Yeah.
officer. But his taste is just amazing. He, it's like anything else. The one that's at the top of the hill has something that separates them from everybody else, and he has it. It's
Then he
had that
discovered
gift. You can hear what was going to
Whitney
be a hit.
Houston,
and he rediscovered
Aretha Franklin.
Dion,
Good Lord.
and Barry Manilow.
Everybody.
Barely man enough.
We just saw him last week. The show is fabulous.
Oh,
Is
my
it?
goodness.
Oh my goodness. That
Fabulous.
sounds like fun.
Grace Jones is coming to
Is she coming?
When is she coming? She
Hollywood Bowl.
Hollywood
Oh,
Bowl?
she's a really good friend of mine.
Let's all go together.
Yeah, what is it?
We
I
should.
would love to
it's
see her.
It's sometime in July.
That's going to be a show.
We should do. For Grace Jones.
She does productions.
Grace Jones and I got really friendly in Paris when we were working as models. A little too friendly one night. I woke up the next morning. We really didn't go to sleep, and it was, I said, "How do you do it?" She says the exact same things you're saying. I just do it. I just keep going. We had to find her on the beach in Cannes. She was supposed to show up for an appearance, and she was sleeping down by the rocks of the beach.
You're like, wake up.
That's where she
girl.
passed
Rock
out.
imprints everywhere.
So we were in Monte Carlo. She was appearing at the sporting club, and we were having lunch. And she said, "What do you think I should wear tonight?" So I said, "Why don't you wear the white fox, the outfit with the big long train with all the white fox on it?" I said, "It's a really uptown crowd, and I think you should wear something that is like ultra glamorous." So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden the curtain goes up, and she's dressed like a monkey. She has
total
coconuts
opposite.
on her tits and a grass
That was
skirt.
all John Paul Good.
It was not the right call.
John Paul Good was like a really phenomenal illustrator,
Right.
and Grace married him.
Oh, wow.
And he discovered her as a model and turned her into this singer.
Oh,
Made her cut her hair like a guy, a flat top.
Yeah, she had a great haircut.
She has a great skull. She's a very nice woman and mother.
I just saw her, not this year, but a few years ago. She played the Elton John Academy Award party. and her body is like a 10.
It's
She's-
it's like a missile.
She does half the show with the hula hoop.
Oh, wow.
She does the whole hula hoop thing.
So we have to go see her. That's next. So let's play
Love to
trivia.
see her. Yes, we have a wonderful
trivia.
trivia game. So you guys have
Okay.
little buzzards in front of you.
See, this is your buzzer.
This is my buzzer, okay?
And I'm going to bring up my little trivia cards right here for
Do
you
it
guys.
till you can't do it.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it. Go.
Yes. So this is our little trivia segment, and it's going to be geared towards Studio 54 edition.
Yay.
The queen will answer. She'll probably win.
Yay. These are exciting, and I don't even know some of these, so I'm excited to
What are
hear
you going to
about
give us if who
Yeah,
wins?
that. All right.
What's
I know,
Big
right?
passes from Studio 54.
There you go. We have to recreate that. When Halston threw Andy Warhol a birthday party at Studio 54, infamous club owner Steve Rebell gave him an unusual birthday gift. Was it A, a pet ferret, B, a 20-foot tall can of soup, or C, a trash can stuffed with cash?
I would say,
I would say the ferret.
I say
Ferret?
the soup.
The soup, it was a trash can stuffed with cash.
Oh, wow. Where is that trash can
generous.
now?
Where do we
I
get
want that for my birthday.
Why didn't I ever get
I know,
one?
right?
God, I got diamonds. It doesn't matter.
Oh, those are great too. Cash and diamonds. in a
I'm
can.
stuck with old cans of soup now. What do I do?
Yeah, but you have Warhol prints.
Those are real. Keep those. Okay. The next question is, what notoriously crazy thing did Bianca Jagger once famously do at Studio 54?
Rode a horse in.
Rode a white horse in.
That is correct. And a bonus, what was the reason behind that?
Pardon me?
What was the reason behind her in that white horse?
She shit in her pants and she had to cover it coming into the studio, and they had this spare horse
On a white
hanging
horse.
out
It's
backstage.
just had a horse running around.
No,
It was actually, what had happened was, studio opened. The reason studio was a big success is that nobody could get in because they hadn't
Mark
planned.
Beneke at the door.
And I was there opening night. I actually took Donald and Ivana Trump. And the next 2 or 3 nights later, Halston called Steve Rebell and said that he was giving a party for Bianca and that he wanted to come in a white horse. And those two things together really made Studio 54.
Genius
Ding,
move.
There we go. That was
Genius
it.
move.
I knew you know that, Nikki. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. Look at her. She's beautiful.
She looks like she's at the carousel ball.
I know.
Yeah.
There she comes.
Every day is the carousel ball.
It
In
is,
your
it is.
house.
It should be. I know. I'm moving in, Nikki. One of Studio 54's most frequent patrons was a 77-year-old lawyer who was also a widow named Sally Lippman. She often wore roller skates, had a hunky
Rollerina.
25-year-old
on the
Roll Arena.
she had a wheelchair.
What was the
No,
name
you're
she
thinking
went by?
Disco Sally?
That's right.
Oh, I knew that. I knew that somewhere in my brain. I love it. She had champagne glass and a cigarette with a holder, and her young boyfriend would take her every night in a wheelchair. She was glammed out to the nines, like sparkly sparkles, and she'd just spin with these wild glasses, and I just loved her.
She must have been like a staple, right? Like you.
Well, she wasn't there every night, but she was there. She made her grand entrance.
She did.
I love it. Go Disco Sally. Okay, true or false? People could purchase maps of subways and tunnels showing a secret way to sneak into the club from underneath.
Never heard of
I
it.
never heard of that.
It's true.
Oh,
Is
come
that
on.
crazy?
Who said it's true?
It's true. Stuart said it's true. He's our
Stuart was
producer
never
who does
there.
all- He said he did go a couple times.
So where was the secret entrance?
They don't know because they still won't tell us. I said, basically.
Stuart,
But there
I don't
was a
believe
secret
you.
tunnel.
There was a basement entrance.
All the
Maybe
gays were
that's
having
it.
sex.
They were blocking the entrance. That's what was happening.
They were having sex and drugs and rock and roll down there. And I used,
you
to,
go.
I used to go
there's a-
down there and
there's
look
a-
at them.
There's a very famous picture of me standing on the dance floor like this, and it
Wait,
says
where is it?
it's not in there, and it
Yes,
says
it is.
no, that's not it.
That's one of them.
It's
But
one of
there's
the
a couple
pictures.
of them.
But so and it says underneath it, I never saw anybody doing drugs at Studio 54, and underneath my arm are 2 guys with Coke spoons in their nose.
Yeah, it wasn't what it
They
appeared
used to
be,
wear
right?
Coke spoons on their necklaces.
Right. I never did any drugs at all.
That's why you look so good.
They said McDonald's in that era stopped making the coffee stirrers with the tiny spoon because people were breaking them off and using them as Coke spoons.
They could have gone into business.
They should have. They should have. Next question.
All right. The dance floor was once transformed into a farm for Dolly Parton's birthday, complete with animals and bales of hay. Is this true or false?
True.
That's right.
Were you
Nikki,
there?
it's true.
No.
I wish I could find a picture of that.
I'm sure there
I
must
can imagine it. I can imagine it.
That's been
I
wild.
gave a party there for Alan Carr when he did Where the Boys Are, and I turned the whole thing into a beach.
Oh, you did? Did you
Oh, you're
Sam?
amazing.
Yeah, one side of when you walked in, I had boys in bathing suits and girls bathing beauties. One side you were on land looking at the ocean, and the other side you were on the ocean looking in land.
Oh my goodness.
And I had the whole place decorated with bathing beauties, and it was fabulous.
Pin-ups.
I love that. Okay, Nikki, you're going to have to help me celebrate my next milestone birthday. It's coming up. We're
What
gonna have to do that.
milestone?
Well, I want to do a Studio 54 party when I turn 54.
Oh,
coming up.
that's a good
cute
idea.
idea.
Right? It's coming up, so we got to start planning.
Actually, I'm going to a Studio 54 party tomorrow night. It's tomorrow, no, Saturday
She's being
night.
honored.
Where is that? Could I sneak in through a tunnel?
Let me tell you what's
Oh,
going
there
on.
it is. Yes. There's Dolly
Oh my goodness.
and her horses.
Dame Nikki Haskell is being knighted tomorrow here in Beverly Hills at the Beverly Hills Hotel and
At Good Shepherd Church.
at Good Shepherd Church, my church too. I mean, I knew that was in the cards for her. She's an American and she's being knighted as a dame.
I love
It's
that.
fantastic.
There's about 12 other people. So I have my robe
Oh, my
all picked out.
goodness.
A robe?
And then afterwards, there's a black tie dinner at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
I'm
What are you gonna
crashing
wear?
it.
I'm wearing this red velvet dress, very thin velvet. It's got black, it's got like sleeves that have all rhinestones on it, and it comes down sort of like this.
Gorgeous.
I had to
I
decide.
love that.
I had to find out today whether I could wear something and then go home and change, or if I had to wear what my. So I found out that I can go home and change
Oh,
because I live
lovely.
very close to Good Shepherd, Church, and I'm Jewish, so that's.
I mean, this is amazing. She's an American Jewess, and she's being knighted. So,
it's going to be fun.
Is that like Jew and Harris together?
Jewess,
I love that. It sounds glamorous.
she is.
Oh, that sounds like I can't wait to see pictures. I know you're going to post.
I don't know.
post.
They're not letting any photographers in.
You have
Sneak in your phone.
AJ, sneak in that phone and get us pictures.
Put it in her dress somehow. I love
The
that.
best thing they have now are these sunglasses that have cameras in them.
Oh my God. Those scare me. I don't know why.
I think it's fabulous.
It is, but it's kind of creepy.
Okay, so that's a good idea for your 54th birthday. When I turned 70, I hid.
No, no,
I just,
no.
I don't
Gorgeous.
really feel like celebrating.
I think every day you have to celebrate, and every birthday is an honor to be here. So I'm thrilled. I love birthday.
That's why
parties.
you look so
I love
good.
birthday cake.
I'm not a big cake eater, but I would definitely eat cake on my birthday.
Absolutely.
Yum,
What's
yum.
your favorite flavor? I'm just happy.
You
Red
know,
velvet.
I'm not really. I like chocolate or vanilla with chocolate icing or whatever.
Oh, yes. Love it. That's fabulous. Janice, this is just for Janice only because let's see if we can. This is a Janice only question.
This is her show.
I know, but I have one for Nikki because Nikki answered the one about the Bianca.
Okay.
gender. Okay. What socialite was having dinner with Donald Trump and Ivanka, his wife at the time, and bought them a brand new club, to a brand new club called Studio 54?
That would be Nikki Haskell.
Of course it is. And she said that ahead, but I'm trying to see if we can forget about it.
I mean, who else?
I love it.
So we went opening night. Donald had just come. He had just come back. Donald was not a party person. He really never liked to go to parties.
You can't dance.
He does
does
YMCA.
this power
He does
thing.
this thing.
Not a
pumps.
fan. I'm not a fan.
Well, that's where we differ because I'm a major fan.
I stole his limousine once during a
I
nor'easter
love this story.
in New York City. It was snowing and I couldn't, the city was closed, no taxis, nothing. So there was this limousine on the street downtown where I was staying and it was running. So I told this model friend of mine, get in the car. We're just going to seal this. And I got behind the wheel. And I
got behind the wheel.
I got
That's
behind
cool.
the wheel and I was doing fishtails down the street
Oh my
because
God, Jesus, take the wheel.
I didn't know how to drive it. And I told Donald this story years later when he was with Melania. I came up to him at a Vera Wang show and I said, the statute of limitations is up. But he was a she. They said in every paper in the world, Donald's limousine got hijacked. And I hijacked it.
It was
And
you.
and I said, I'm really sorry because now I don't drink or I don't steal anything anymore, much. And he said, "Oh, that's fantastic." That's all he said.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, what can you say after that? It's hilarious.
I don't know. You could put me in jail.
No,
No.
those are memories. Those are such fun memories.
Memories.
These are really fun memories. Okay, we have a couple pictures we're going to glide through about Studio 54, and we can talk about them. And there's some history.
Okay, let's hit it.
And there we go. Oh, here we go.
Look how cute Nikki Haskell is.
Wow.
With
that
Andy
was at my
Warhol.
birthday party.
Who's the guy?
Actually-
Who's the guy to your right?
That's Richard Wiseman.
That's right.
He was a very famous art collector.
Look how beautiful Nikki Haskell is, audience.
So I must have been about. That must have
19,
been. No, I
18.
was about 30 there.
No, you were about 18 there.
25, 30 years
I can't
old.
take
It was
it.
at his house. It was at. And every year when Andy would come to my birthday party, he'd bring me a painting signed.
Good Lord.
You've got some gorgeous.
She's
I
a-
see them in the
she's got
background of
so
your
much money in
TikToks
art.
and Instagrams. Mm-hmm. I love
In her
them.
house.
That was a great
Beautiful.
night. I remember it vividly.
Oh,
And she
that's
saved
wonderful.
everything.
I saved everything. I have that dress.
Wasn't
You
that
still
good?
have
Actually,
that dress?
and I also have it in red long.
Okay.
Okay, we have it. Our next. Oh, here we go. Studio 54.
Aerosmith, Michael Jackson,
Steven Tyler.
Stephen Rubel, and that is Courtney Love?
No,
No, she wouldn't be around.
Is that Cindy Lintner?
It looks like her. That's what I thought. That's what I was
don't
wondering
know
if
who
you
that
thought it was
is.
her.
That's-
the makeup
yeah.
artist.
Yeah, Cindy Lintner.
It is her. Huh?
Yes, it is. She was there every night, too.
She looks
I gave a big party.
I think that could be Nikki.
No, that's not me.
No, her.
I did a big
the lip is
party.
too big.
At Studio 54, and Michael Jackson came, and we launched Thriller on the bridge.
What?
What?
Yep.
Thriller.
He was best friends,
With a chimp.
but he was best
Brooke
friends.
Shields, right at the time? Or
No, he was
Presley.
who played in The King and I.
Yul Brynner.
Yul Brynner. He was best friends with Yul Brynner because when they were on the road, and every time he would be there when they were playing The King and I, he would go see The King and I. So I gave a party for Yul Brynner when he went back on Broadway the last time
my
for The King
goodness.
and I. And it was just at the time that Michael was launching Thriller. So they told me that Michael was coming to the party. And I had the whole studio completely decorated like a set from The King and I.
Oh, my
and I had
goodness.
two big chairs, one for, and they both came, and it was. And then
I
when
played Anna in the High School Musical.
Oh wow!
When I think of Tom, I think about a night where the earth and the skies were filled with light. I mean, I had this big
Wow.
hoop
I like that.
dress,
That's
yeah.
fun.
That's fun. I love
That was
that.
fun.
Oh my God, that's
What
The
else?
only thing I
Stories.
did at the high school class reunion was
Oh, Janice.
Trouble from Music Man. That's
Oh,
my big number.
goodness. Sylvester Stallone and
Sly.
some unknown girl.
Oh,
with crimped
yes,
hair.
There you are.
I remember crimping my hair when I was young too.
Yep.
That was a big thing.
He was a good fuck.
I love
My
that.
husband's in the next room. Delete that. Delete that.
Everybody wonders, right? I mean, it's Sylvester Stallone. It's Rocky.
He's a very good painter himself.
Is he really?
Yes.
He's a
Yeah.
good artist.
He had
He's an
oil
artist.
paintings all over his house.
Wow, I didn't know that about him.
A lot of Neiman.
So this was the
ABBA?
this was the attire that was very popular at the time.
It was.
Is that me in the black dress?
And I think there's a couple people in there that are.
I can't see
Well,
it.
these
with,
were
with the shocking
regulars.
pink. I
I
don't know.
think so.
I can't see it from here. There's too many things blocking it.
It looks like ABBA.
Yeah.
Sweet.
No,
But
I don't
these
think
were
it's. I can't see the
outfits.
picture.
Do you remember the style of this outfit? These pants.
Of
Like, tell me,
course.
what were
me
they
see.
called?
There
was a name for 'em? I
The
couldn't-
topless and the
It was like the
high-waisted
tube.
glitter pants.
The tube top. There we
It was
go.
all- they were all from Ferrucci.
There you go.
Fiorucci,
That's
one of
it.
my favorite stores. I love that.
That's right, Ferrucci.
Well, you dressed like that.
They also
I
made
had a lot of
famous
stuff.
chenille sweaters.
Right.
I remember that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a couple of
I had-
High-top
I had-
sneakers.
I had the gold blue jeans and the gold cowboy boots from
Oh, my
Fiorucci.
God.
I can't stand it. Do you still have them?
No, I don't have them. But
I
I saved a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Not the Ferrucci. Oh, God. goodness.
150 things I saved.
You,
Oh my goodness.
you would
You
have to
have a
live in
mini
a
museum.
warehouse.
Nikki Haskell
No, I have
Museum.
actually have them in my
I love
apartment. They're
that.
in boxes,
Well,
big
see,
boxes.
we have to do a little display, like an exhibit at the Polo Lounge.
But that's what I
love that.
did I tell you or you?
What?
She has to have a retrospect of the clothes that
We were
she's
gonna do
worn
that.
to her social functions and to
In my television shows.
and her shows and studio attire.
That would
In
be
fact, they were going to do a documentary on me called "Overdressed When Naked." My life is seen through my dresses.
Love that.
Tell me it's still happening.
It's in the works.
Yeah. See, she never sleeps.
I
Okay, what's
know.
next?
Actually, I never do sleep.
You take naps.
You don't sleep?
I'm a big napper.
Who is
Oh
this
my
person?
goodness. That was my singing debut at studio. Oh my goodness.
What did you sing?
I sang in the Boom Boom Room. That's where it happens. And after about 3/4 of the show, I clammed up because my sister brought my father, and he was in the front row, and I was thinking to myself, what, he was, I was just, so that ended my singing career.
There's no more boom boom room.
But you know what? Studio was great because they accepted me anyway, even though I bombed. They said next day in the Post, nice try, but you should stick to modeling. And it was
Don't give up your day job.
Yeah, it was nice.
But advertising.
How did you
is
find
great.
that picture?
I don't know.
Gee,
Little
she
birdie
has
gave
magic
it
powers.
to me. Little birdie gave it to me.
Okay.
That's my last photo. But I just wanted to talk a little bit more about what was it like when you went there and you saw all the people clamoring. I think there's a picture of people clamoring to get into the club.
No, it's like that
How
every
did
night.
it feel for you to go through that red rope?
Well,
I
they
mean,
parted
seriously.
the sea for Nikki Haskell.
Right?
But it was funny because I became very popular when studio opened. People would come in from all over and say, "Oh, darling, we come in, we go to Le Cirque for dinner, and then we go to Studio 54."
The Brazilians. Yeah.
So I said, "Look, I will go to Studio 54, but they may not let you in. And if you don't, it's bye-bye." Because sometimes they just didn't let part of the party in, and that was it.
Really? So you couldn't say they're with me? I mean, like, I'm with you. I'm with Nikki. That wouldn't work.
No.
Sometimes
They were very selective at the door,
they
but
always
she's
did
right.
it just to give you a little. You never. Every time you got there, you never knew if you were going to get in.
They used to dangle gold Rolexes to the doorman, Mark Beneke. Throw packets of Coke, throw bills. He was my neighbor on West 57th Street, and he just said, "You can't believe the stuff they throw at me."
I heard once you went in, though, it was the magical thing, right? So it was like going into a world that no one...
It was
Well,
the music you heard first.
But right. So when you walked in the studio, it had a very, very, very long
Walkway.
entranceway
I love that.
with big chandeliers, and when the minute you walked in, you felt the beat.
The beat of the bass rhythm.
You heard the beat, and you couldn't wait to get in. Every time it drew you in to studio. It was the most amazing feeling.
I know.
It captivated
It was
you.
euphoric.
Yeah, it was. It sounds like we're making this up.
No,
But there was
it's the
something
truth.
about
Here.
it. It was so wild. So the first time I went, I took Donald and Ivana, and we had gone to Elaine's for dinner, and then we went over there, and we got there very, very early, like 10:30. You know, clubs don't even open till 11:30.
Yeah, I didn't put
12
my
o'clock.
mascara
my
on until
bedtime.
2 in the morning.
So we're knocking on the door, there's nobody outside. So the guy opens the door, and they're still painting.
Oh, my
There's a
God.
guy on the
Last minute
step ladder,
touches.
and they let us in. They were not playing any music. So Donald said, "I thought you told me this was going to be such a fabulous concert." I said, "It's too early." So he got inside, and Brooke Shields was in there,
Wow.
and Margot Hemingway,
I knew her.
and
Beautiful.
there was about, let's say, 100 people in there. And then what happened is so many people came and pressed up against the door, they couldn't open the door. And it was all the way around the block.
Amazing. And she's telling the truth, you guys.
It
I
like-
was there.
So then Donald said to me, "I thought you told me this was going to be such a hot club." So when and it was a theater, so you had to push the doors out to get out. So we went out the back way. They were all the way around
Now,
the block.
hang on for a second. Tell us about your White House visits.
My White House visits. I've gone to the White House a lot of times.
I knew
I
it.
love that.
I went to the White House with Clinton.
What would you wear?
Okay, so I just went to the inauguration.
Right.
Actually, I wore this. I went to 1, 2, 3, 4 balls.
My goodness.
And of course, I wore several red dresses, and I wore a gorgeous black lace dress to one of them. We went to a lot of luncheons, but I went to the Clintons. I took Beverly with me to the Clinton inauguration.
She would be a good hound dog to take with.
So we go to so Beverly, I won't go through the whole long story because it's very complicated, but the night of, he went to the first ball, he was from Arkansas. So it's like one of those things that sort of sounds better than it was. It was really awful. There was no place to sit. The guy walking around with like a jug of white wine, pouring it in a plastic
Ew.
cup. So I said to Beverly, there has to be a VIP area. There's got to be.
Let's look for it.
So we walked, and there was a guy like Ollie North picking people out of the crowd. I said, let's follow this guy. Beverly's not good. Okay, we're like, come on, Beverly. So we walk in, then we get to the checkpoint. They say, are you with the first family? Yes. So we went right in. Then they get to the second one. Are you with the first family? Yes. Okay, so now we're standing by this sort of makeshift, long, almost like a runway kind of thing. I say to Beverly, let's go backstage because Julio Iglesias was backstage.
My goodness.
And I was the first American that ever interviewed him.
Good Lord.
So Beverly in Rio de Janeiro. So Beverly and I walk. There's like 1,000 guys like this, Secret Service, with the guy. Excuse me, girls. Where do you think you're going? I said, I'm Nikki Haskell. I'm with Beverly Johnson. We want to go see Julio Iglesias. He said, you don't even have the wrong credentials. You don't have any credentials. He said, if you don't get out of here now, we're going to have you arrested.
And you should have said, I am the credential.
So we walked out, and just then, Clinton was up at the front having his first dance with Hillary, and he came down, and Beverly and I flipped over this embankment, and next thing I know, both of us are on either side of Clinton. And he said, because the reason that I was there is because he had taken star caps through a friend of his. Oh. So Beverly said, and we knew him. We'd been in their company quite a bit. And he says, Beverly said, you know Nikki Haskell? Oh, yes. Hi, Nikki. Here comes Hillary, who the night before we went to this event at the Portrait Museum, and Beverly and I went up to this VIP room. There wasn't anybody in the room. And Beverly said, you're always dragging me to these events. Just then Hillary walked in. So it was just the three of us. And we went out. They had like an Eva Peron sort of a waving kind of thing.
Lady Di.
So she said, come with us. So Beverly and I, we weren't even supposed to be there, went out with Hillary, and we were waving to everybody.
I love that.
And then so the next night when she came, he said, do you know Nikki Haskell and Beverly Johnson? She said, oh, yeah, I was with them last night. So then we went backstage.
Great story.
And she said, well, why don't you girls come with us? So we got in the motorcade, and Beverly and I went to every single party.
Oh, my goodness.
We had no credentials. We were actually
No
weren't even
credentials,
supposed to be there.
but,
So there's a tip, right? You have to be persistent.
You
keep
can't
your
take
eye
no
on the
for an
target,
answer.
right?
Well, when
And you have to
people
be
would ask,
overdressed.
when people would ask
true. You have
me
to look good. I agree with that.
at events, I don't see your name on the list. I said I am the list, and I just wouldn't take it. I would walk right by them.
I'm going to use that line.
I never
I am
Oscar
the list.
parties, everything. Let's see. We're on to our next segment. We did the Q&A.
Oh, well, we wanted to talk a little bit more about Nikki. You were talking about star caps. Is there
Star
a revival
caps.
of that? I was just wondering
No.
if there was a time right now to do anything about diet. This would be a good
Everybody
time.
always talks about that. I had a huge problem.
She had a huge
Yeah,
product.
but wouldn't that have been resolved? I mean, was there?
It was resolved. They sued me. I lost my business. The NFL was taking my product to mask steroids, and they got caught, and they blamed me, and they destroyed my entire business. I was sued by 9 teams, and that was it. I was the scapegoat. Put me out of business. I'll never do another.
Oh, you
ingestible.
should have taken me
so
with you. I would have just
terrible.
taken them out a semi-automatic and just.
I read about that, but I thought, man, if there's ever a time for star caps to come back, it's now.
People would pay anything for them.
Right. It had that ingredient, Bora.
It didn't have any ingredient in it. What happens is all natural ingredients end up making pharmaceutical. If you took the dosage, which was 1 pill a day, it would not come up as a prescription drug. If you take 2 bottles, it comes up as a drug. Actually, the drug that they said was in the product has been off the market for 20 years.
Wow.
Right. I never even heard of the drug, and whatever. I was just escape. And you never hear anybody now talk about football players taking steroids.
That's right.
It's off the market.
Or eating lemon poppy seed muffins.
Okay, that's a great story. So
So they put me. So it cost me $20 million. I lost. But the worst part about it was I lost my business.
yeah, I remember.
But you turned around and you started doing your exercise.
My
The
Star
next
Cruncher.
day, you got that
Star
exercise
Crunch.
thing, and you got everybody doing the exercise.
Star
program.
Cruncher, and I invented a lot of different things. And now I'm working on. Actually, I'm working on a great project. You know Suzanne DePass.
Yes,
So Suzanne and I are working on this project called Fire Island.
Whoa.
I love it.
And
I
we're
love
doing,
the title.
And it's going to be lots of, Studio 54 will be in it. And it's really going to be great. We're working on that. We're just about there. So I'm
Can you
excited.
give us a little more tea on that? Just a little more besides
It's
Fire
going to be
Island?
great. It's really.
Oh, my God.
Is that the
excited.
fragrance? Is it a fragrance? Fire Island? It should be.
No.
It should be in a
She
penis
can't
bottle.
tell us. Ah!
It should be a
I'm gonna go
penis
crazy.
bottle with the pictures of Calvin Klein and his partner Barry Schwartz. That's what it should be.
They'd be
I'm
thrilled to see
kidding.
Small
that.
niche market for
I'm
that one.
kidding.
No, but it's a really. You remember Gustavo Novoa?
Yes.
Okay, he was a Chilean artist, and the man that owned the pavilion, which was the club, they came to me and they said they wanted to do this story on Fire Island because it was drag queen heaven.
It was bliss.
It was fabulous and fun and wild. And I went to Suzanne because Suzanne used to be the president of Motown.
That's right.
She was just inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's amazing.
So we're getting close. We're almost there with it. I'm
That's
excited.
exciting.
You should be inducted.
Fire
Okay,
Island.
we're gonna
That's exciting.
we're gonna move to our next segment, which is
Well, we're just going to talk about. We were going to go back. I just want to hear a little more about your TikTok and your Instagram.
let's hear all about that.
So you have this company that's helping you raise your
The Limitless
awareness and
Company.
everything. But
They're the
besides
greatest.
that, Nikki, this is all information that is very useful. I'm sure it's not just the people telling you, "Oh, you should say this." These are things that you believe strongly.
They
You know,
went after her.
The way that it works, we're like a really unique team. We work off of each other. They seat me down, and we started. We go and don't forget, I've done 90 shows unscripted in my life.
Unbelievable.
That's
So I'm easy to work with.
You
And
know how to
we're-
speak.
We're right on target with what we want to do. And AJ, who is the head of the company and really the man behind the whole operation, we work so well together. We know what we're going to talk about. We find, we also try a lot of different things. People not only want to hear the fact that I'm 80 years old and this is what I would have done when I'm 20. They want to know
What
how
should I do
got
now?
divorced and how how crazy my ex-husband was. They want to know about Studio 54. They want to know about different things. So we interject a lot of different formats, but we do them. It's like if you saw the way we do it, it's like a team effort, and we do it like this. They're great, and I really work with them so easily that it's a phenomenon. We do 20, 30 at a time.
Wow. Well, that's a lot.
And they do.
And do you do it from your apartment?
Yes. But I'll tell you the interesting thing. When we first started, because I edited all my television shows, I thought, I'm going to get involved, and I'm going to get involved with the editing and everything. And I thought, you know
No.
what? I'm going to let them do everything.
They have to do it for you.
They did. I never see it till it goes on the air.
I love that.
They do a great job. They have a handle on everything I want to say. They know what's fun, what's funny. And the people that do the editing do an amazing job. I mean, I really owe everything to them.
That's how Stuart
Lovely.
Krasnow, the producer of this podcast and my TV show, the Janice Dickinson Modeling Agency show, that's how we were. And he's a genius. And let's see where our podcast goes. Well, we don't have millions of followers yet, but we're hoping
gotta start
we're
somewhere,
to
right?
steal yours.
Nikki.
You got to get AJ in there to help you.
That's
He's
where
the
you
guy.
go.
He's the man.
Well, we might just do
Nikki,
that.
we always like to ask our guests sometimes, what are some tips that you would like to leave us with for our listeners, our viewers?
For women that
For
just
everybody,
don't
men
have any
too,
idea
anybody.
how to do it.
We live in very trying times, and everything has changed. Don't forget, we lived in the last age of innocence. There was no cell phones. There
Right.
was no cameras.
Right.
So we lived a life, and you
No
think it
computers.
would be easier now and harder then, but actually it was much easier then.
Then no pay. You had to go to a payphone to use the telephone.
Right. I mean, it was, and if you decide you want to give a party at the last minute, you were screwed because there was no emails or anything. So things were a lot more complicated. But one of the things that I find is that I would have assumed that men and women would have been a lot more sophisticated with everything available to them now, and they aren't.
They're like monkeys.
They're out of touch. They don't know how to communicate with girls. Girls don't know how to communicate with guys. And I try to, one of the things that I find constantly people telling me, thank you so much, it's what I needed to hear. I don't think anybody has anything to bounce anything off of. When we were kids, you call your girlfriend, your mother, this and that. They may give you a wrong opinion, but they had an opinion. Now you're all so isolated, and there's this bullying thing that's going on.
It's terrible. It's just terrible. You're right.
It's so unfair how many kids commit suicide because they're being bullied when they're 13 or 14. We never went through that. I'm not saying there were. I mean, there's always that element in every society.
Sure.
But now it's become so difficult, and I just tell people, be positive. Listen, your life is going to change. Sit down and write what you would like to be.
Goals,
and what
lists.
you want to do, and just do one of them, And it's very important that you pick the right friends.
You have to focus, and you have to absolutely fake it till you make it.
Totally.
Hang out with the
just
right
keep
people.
dancing.
No Debbie Downers.
That's right.
No Debbie Downer.
Well,
There you go. That's wonderful advice.
That's Nikki Haskell, soon to be Dame Nikki Haskell, and I can't thank you enough, Nikki.
I
thank
can't
you.
thank you.
Nikki,
Well, first,
thank
may
you.
I say something?
Yes.
Because I was so happy to hear that I was going to do your show because I always adored you.
Thank you.
And we always had so much fun
Yes.
together. People don't have fun together anymore.
They don't.
That's true.
They don't do anything that's
They don't.
fun. They don't go anywhere that's fun. Everybody's sort of anti-everything.
They
Correct.
So I'm
Netflix and
thrilled
chill.
that I could be
Oh,
here with you.
bless your
because
heart.
I love you.
Bless your heart.
I think you're the best.
Mwah. I love you so much.
Thank you.
Ah.
And I appreciate your wonderful sequin jacket. You really dressed.
She
your
did. I
Studio
told her. I
54.
said you better raise your game because
That's
it's
always been a
Nikki
dream of
Haskell's
mine
coming to
have
town.
been to see
And
it
don't
before.
forget it.
There you go.
Now, one more time, where do we find you on Instagram, TikTok?
Big Nick BH, BIGNIKBH on Instagram and TikTok. And we're doing a lot of things now on YouTube. And I'm Nikki Haskell. And you can always find me. You can Google me or whatever. I'm everywhere.
This is what you need to have in your daily goals.
Everybody follow.
And you just have to include her in your day.
Yes, she's so positive
Which
and
I will be
uplifting.
doing
Love
again. So
I always say, never give in, never give up, and never take no for an answer.
There
I
we go.
love that.
Words to live by.
All right. Thank you very much.
Nikki.
It was a great program, you guys. Any questions you want to ask Nikki, go to her websites and her platforms. Thank you, Andrea, for being
Thank you, guys.
so gifted.
forget to like
and
us, follow
thank you to
us,
my
share,
husband, Rocky, who
comments.
got me here.
Thank you.
You should have seen my face this morning. It wasn't a mash with cucumbers. Thank you, audience. I love you.
Do
You're the
cucumbers
best.
really work?
Yes, they take away the swelling.
So what
just wanna
happens to
eat
the
'em.
salad? There's no cucumbers in the salad?
You have to eat
It's when
them.
you're hungry.
Okay, everybody, bye. Sign
Bye.
out.
See you soon.
Sign out.
Toodaloo.
Bye-bye.